What's up, my loves? Jasmine Atten, Mystic at the Crossroads, your favorite witch. It is Thanksgiving Eve. What's up, what's up, what's up to all of you? And tonight we're going to be talking about, is it your bad luck or is it a generational curse? You know, 'tis the season to be grateful. And a lot of us have a lot of things to be grateful for. Some people don't. And why is that? This past Mercury retrograde. Hi, Constance. Hi, Valerie. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. Please share this video on your page. Share it to your magical group. Share it in Let's Talk Magic. This Mercury retrograde was a tough one. Would you agree? And a lot of people got mollywopped right upside their head. Okay? We're coming to the end of the year. You guys have been hearing me say that over and over and over again for at least the past 6 weeks. And I've been talking about helping you get prepared for next year, having that prosperous year, manifesting the things that maybe you didn't quite manifest this year. Cleaning out your closets, cleaning out the bullshit, moving past your blockages so that you can have a prosperous and healthy life for you, your family, your kids, your job, whatever it is that you're trying to work on. I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, and kind of the consensus is everyone is like, oh, Mercury retrograde. And yeah, that can be it. But have you ever felt like you get 2 steps ahead and get pushed back 10? We've all been there, right? Do you ever feel like it's like, what is going on? I cannot seem to catch a break. Even when things are good, something always tends to happen. A stream of bad luck, or what seems to be these ups and downs. See, life should be going like this consistently, not like this. Could it be something completely unrelated to what you've done? Meaning, you ain't done nothing wrong to nobody. Your karma seems to be pretty straight. But no matter how hard you try to work on yourself, you try to make things happen, it's like your spiritual bank account is overdrawn. Chances are it's a generational curse. A generational curse is someone in your bloodline, who knows how far back, could be your mama, could be your daddy, could be your grandparents, great-grandparents, could be aunts, uncles. There was a curse placed over that individual. And let me just tell you one thing about curses. Curses do not go away if they're not addressed. And oftentimes when curses are placed on people, 9 times out of 10, it's not just that person, but you're like, I'm cursing this person, I'm cursing their kids, their whole family, the dog, everybody. That's what happens when a curse gets placed on one single individual. And then it trickles down the bloodline. So you sit and ask yourself, I'm a good person. How come it seems like I'm always catching hell? Why can't I ever seem to get ahead? It may not be anything that you yourself have done, but you have been brought into a family and your ancestors that came before you, whether you knew them or not, it's trickled down and it's passed down through the bloodline. Now, what's scarier than that is it affecting your children. What are they supposed to do if you don't address it? And those that came before you, especially if they were in church, they didn't know any better. They didn't know that they needed to do some work and honor their ancestors that came before them. They didn't know how to diagnose these things. They didn't know how to have curses removed. Yes, Kair, spiritual bank account is overdrawn. Let me explain what that means for a quick second. I'm not going to go too much into it because we're teaching a class on it tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, selfdiscoveryclass.info. But your spiritual bank account, everybody is born with a bank account. Some people's bank accounts is full. You know that saying, someone was born with a silver spoon in their mouth? Yeah, their bank account was full. Some people were born into misfortune. Some people were born into poverty. There's different levels. Just like you go to the bank, they got the basic regular debit card. They got the platinum card and the gold card. You got a $10,000 credit limit. There's levels to this shit. And if your spiritual bank account comes in overdrawn, those are the individuals that have had a lot of, and I'm going to just say it, a lot of suffering in their life. I hear people tell me, I've been suffering since I was a kid. Well, obviously, you didn't do nothing at a 6-month-old baby, but your mama may have, your grandmother may have, the people before you may have, and now you have better sense of awareness because you're on a spiritual journey. You have what they could not teach you. So now this is your opportunity to fix what they could not fix so that it could, one, propel you forward, and two, not affect those that come after you. And when I say your children, I don't mean just the children that you bring into the world. Your brother or sister got kids, they got kids, your cousins got kids. This is the family as a whole. I talked to someone the other day who told me their niece is constantly getting into fights at school. Somewhere in that bloodline, especially with the women, somewhere in that bloodline, that generational curse has been passed down, and now her 12-year-old niece is being affected by it constantly. That's why this is so important. This is why we talk about burning your ancestor money, having an altar set up, paying gratitude, because your spiritual team, whether you knew them or not, whether you got along with them or not, your ancestors are your spiritual team. They are your offense and your defense. Like a football game, you know how you got the players in front of you that are supposed to block you? You know, they kind of take the brunt of the impact. Well, when your spiritual team isn't being paid any attention to, not getting fed, nobody honors them, no one remembers them, and no one has done anything to alleviate the curse that's been passed down, they all sitting on the sidelines bandaged up, and you out there as a lone wolf trying to make a touchdown. It's a little difficult, isn't it? So, being that it is Tears the season for giving, this is the time to pay gratitude, and a lot of you are going to be sitting up tomorrow and eating and drinking and smoking weed and doing all that good stuff. You have to, and this is very important, you have to set aside some time tonight, tomorrow, to pay your ancestors some respect. And this is something that should be done on a regular basis, okay? Like, you know, they say like prophylactic, you take a birth control pill every day so you don't get pregnant. You pay your ancestors some respect on a daily basis, you won't be getting into fights, you won't be broke, you won't be fired, you won't be looking for a job, the car won't be breaking down. Shit won't just be happening to you. But see, a lot of you don't do that. A lot of you, your generational curse and your limiting character is going to watch this video and be like, oh, she'll know what she's talking about, and I ain't signing up for that class. And those are the same ones that you're going to be sitting here next year asking me for money spells and how to fix your problems. So I am encouraging you, come to class tonight. This is going to be epic. This is a topic that Coach Khayr and I have not discussed yet. And I had a totally different topic in mind for this week. And he was like, no. This is what we need to be focusing on, because a lot of you aren't going to pay your ancestors any gratitude for that meal you're going to have tomorrow, and 2020 is going to start off real difficult for you. Y'all got kids, Christmas is coming, tax season. You don't want your tax check late, do you? So, I am inviting you to come tonight. Bring your questions. We will be discussing not just the generational curses, but we will be identifying, if you have one, the signs, symptoms, and solutions, but also setting up your altar properly. What if you don't have an altar? I saw someone in Let's Talk Magic last night put up a post saying, can you honor your ancestors if you don't have an altar? Absolutely. Can you honor them without a candle? Sure can. Can you honor them, if you don't have any offerings? Sure can. There's multiple ways of doing it, but how do you do that? What is ancestor money? I put up a post the other day, and I was surprised to see how many people didn't know what ancestor money was. Someone actually said they were burning real money. Now, there's nothing wrong with, burning, you want to burn a $1 bill or $5 bill, but ancestor money was created for a purpose. Do you utilize it? Do you know how to use it properly? Do you know what kind of ancestor money you should be using? These are all the things that we're going to discuss in tonight's class, along with a little bit about your altar, or a lot of bit about your altar setup. And you can ask any question that you want to us. But the topic of tonight is healing your ancestors, healing your lineage. I spoke to someone today who told me she was adopted. Doesn't know who her parents are. That's okay. You can still honor your ancestors. They know who you are, even if you don't know who they are. okay? Even if you have a relative that you're not so fond of. My grandfather passed, I was a child. I didn't get to meet him on my mother's side, but I still burn my ancestor money to him. And I'll tell you one thing, he comes through when I call on him for certain things. So whether or not you know them, they know you and you're still connected to them. And this is why it's imperative to have this a part of your spiritual practice. Wouldn't it be nice to not have to work so hard, and whenever you need something, you can think it, or whenever you do your candle work, your spiritual team is like, we are on it, before you even have to ask. A lot of you keep asking about protection. I need protection. I need protection. What do you need protection from? What are you doing that's so bad that you need to be protected? Or who is attacking you? Why are you constantly running into these situations that you need protection? You don't have any protection because all your team players are injured. Is this making sense to y'all? Okay, I hope so. Tonight's class is going to be amazing. I am very excited about this because I want to see everybody for next year be prosperous. And I'll tell you one thing. I am tired of doing hex removals, and I am tired of doing cleansing spells, and I'm tired of dealing with people who come to me because they have problems that can be prevented. So let me give you a solution on how to prevent that, so you next year can be at the top of your A game, so that your children can be on the top of their A game. There's some people that have major serious health concerns, health issues. People walk around here fucked up with diseases, products of all types of things, molestation, all types of things that happen to individuals growing up. A lot of that has to do with generational curses. Women especially, a whole lot. I talked to one woman, she's every woman in her family single. And if they were married, it never lasted long. And all the girls in the family got touched. That's a generational curse. All the men in the family going to jail, this, that. Those are generational curses. That's just on a small scale. So tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, which is going to be pretty soon, selfdiscoveryclass.info. You can register. The class is $26. I would suggest, especially if you are setting your intentions for next year, if you're working on big projects, or if you want to see your children grow up and have an easy life, you show up to class tonight. I love you guys. If you have any questions, you can inbox me. Also, be sure that when you register for the class, once you make the payment, you complete the registration, meaning you put in your information, your email, phone number, name. You don't just click out after the payment, because the system will generate a login and a password for you to get into class. I don't have those logins. Kair doesn't have them, because it's generated on an individual basis. So if you don't get it, you need to inbox us no later than 8:30 so that we can give you the link to join class, okay? Please share this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all a little bit later tonight.